Hello everyone, I'm Bunny. Today I will be talking about a certain issue with a certain fandom. You guessed it, the infamous indie horror game called Dandy's World. Recently or for a while now, I've noticed something's up with the fanbase that really bug me as an individual in the fandom. I would be, of course, referring to the toxicity of the entire fandom as a whole. The fandom can get so toxic to a point that I have to speak up about it. I will not be touching on the Professor Jake situation because it makes me feel very uncomfortable. There are also videos that talk about it, so check those out if you want more information. The situation will not be brought up in this rant. Without further ado, I'll begin with the rant. Warning: mentions of harassment, sexual content, or pornography, essa and ixt. If you're uncomfortable with anything said, you may click off. Viewer discretion is advised. The sexualization of certain characters and the normalization of it. Now this is where I get upset at this fandom. And it will get worse from here. Sexualization of characters in the Dandy's World fandom is so normalized that many people don't bat an eye at it unless they claim they're fixing our 34 art, which I will touch on later. If you've been on TikTok, which by the way I've never been on it nor have it, I've just seen it being shared all over YouTube. Now, what are the TikToks I'm talking about? The slideshow ones, which often shows or displays acts of sexual assault, incest, grooming, underage 3x with a minor and adult, and many more. They usually involve toodles and start with something like "let me show you something" with predatory intent. This is very wrong and disgusting to post and label it as okay or rage bait when a kid could see this content and become abusers themselves or think it's normal when it comes to that abuse directed to them. This should never be normalized ever. I'm disgusted and disappointed with anyone that makes this content knowing damn well that this fandom is mostly run on children. Speaking on that fact that this fandom runs on mostly children, they have no respect for people at all. I've seen so many videos of toxic runs, and it's just people being so disrespectful, hateful, and horrible to others. It's even pushed me to only play solo runs and not runs with people because of the negativity. And if this is what the fandom is known for, I fear it will end up the same way Effie did. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I have another rant in my community that explains it. Getting literal death threats in a game is wild. And it's so wrong to do. These kids just don't know when to stop, and how bad it hurts someone when you're just trying to play a game, and someone is hating on you for no reason. And I don't think that's what Quell wants her game to be known and remembered, as a toxic game. Now, as I said, the game is run on children. I'll be talking about the R30 for things now. Listen to me when I say this. If you are claiming that you're fixing R30 for art, you're not. You are not making anything better by doing that shit. You wanna know what you are doing though? Two things. Number 1, just creating another version of the art entirely. And number 2, spreading it to children and exposing them to this content. Now I used to be full on board with the fixing rule 34 is good. But I've matured as a person and further understanding that it is not good and is and should not be something that is being normalized. It was put on the site for a reason, to keep it away from children. The same thing happened with the Good Boy Sprout meme that everyone and their moms know about. Well, guess what? The creator of that had to speak about it because it was getting to the point of them getting death threats for making art for their boyfriend as a gift, and it was spread everywhere. Do you think they wanted that? No, most certainly not. So if you think that it's okay to get images from a website not for kids, put it on YouTube without the artist's consent and use it for content, you're sick and immature as a person. Now we will be talking about something that will take a break from sexual stuff and move on to shipping wars. Yay, this is something that mostly every fandom has, so it was bound to happen, but that's not my point. I'm reflecting and referencing the toxicity of the fandom overall. Toxic shipping in this fandom will only cause more damage to it. Not letting people share their opinions and thoughts on characters being in a relationship or not is their own opinion. Receiving death threats or telling them another ship is canon and that they should ship that instead is not allowing people to express what they like, which is the whole point for a fandom in the first place. To share many opinions on things in the fandom, you're in about the characters and lore. That can be why some people really hate popular ships, such as Shelly, Fruitcake, and Moonflower due to toxic shipping. Sometimes for me, it feels like people are more about the shipping in the fandom rather than the lore itself. When I'm going through a bunch of video, and so many ships are just thrown at me. A prime example of this is fruitcake. The fandom portrays them as having no other personality other than Sprout or both of them, being obsessed with each other, knowing that they don't act like that in game. I like the ship, no hate for it, but really guys. Speaking of fruitcake, let's talk about the overly toxic shippers. Say you want to post a ship video? Okay, there's nothing wrong with that, right? Wrong apparently. If you ship mooncake or maybe, very funny, there will most definitely be someone saying, fruitcake is better in your comment section. Some of you might ask, why fruitcake in particular? And aren't others doing the same regardless if they ship fruitcake? I am aware of toxic shipping all around, seen it everywhere. But the reason I choose fruitcake is because the ship is more prone to have toxic shipping more than any other ship I've seen regarding the fandom. It really sucks to think about it in that way, but it's true, and I know not every fruitcake shipper is like that, and the ship is getting less popular if you think about it. Why? Because people don't like toxic ship or getting hate for posting ship content that involves Cosmo or Sprout with someone else, hence to why Berry Funny had gotten so popular. It makes shipping less fun if you ship something that is labeled toxic due to others being toxic about it. It can even make one stop shipping something they once loved. I have a love-hate relationship with fruitcake, as of right now to give an example. In conclusion, the Dandy's World fandom has become very toxic than how it was in the start. I'm pretty worried about how it will hold up, but maybe we can stop doing the things I've mentioned in this video to protect the community. Let me know your opinions in the comments about the whole thing. Thank you for listening to my silly little rant from a little over 3 months ago. Bye bye now.